The Woom Explorer is a high-end, adventure-oriented kids bike. It comes in 3 sizes, 20-inch, 24-inch, and 26-inch wheels. Our son has been testing the 26-inch version for a couple of months now, and as with all Woom bikes, I've been highly impressed. Compared to the Woom original bikes, the Woom Explorer has a more mature, grown-up, and sleek feel. It also offers higher-end components, most notably the hydraulic disc brakes. Outside of mountain bikes, it's hard to find a kid's bike with disc brakes. The Pro Max brakes, which has a 160mm rotor in the front and a 140mm rotor in the rear, offers superior braking power, especially in wet conditions or on big hills. So if you live in an area that has those conditions, then upgrading to disc brakes could make a big difference. The Explorer is also incredibly lightweight and even lighter than the Woom original models. The 26-inch bike, for example, just weighs just over 20 pounds and is the lightest 26-inch bike off the shelf that's available in the United States, as far as I'm aware of. Both the seat post and stem are adjustable with handy ABC markings to help parents find the right fit as their child grows. The stem can rotate forward, increasing both reach and height of the bars. The only thing I didn't like about the Woom Explorer is the integrated seat post and saddle design. While the saddle itself is great, it's nice and comfortable. It was actually made with the help of Sella Italia, and I liked those markings on the seat post. The integrated design gives me a couple of complaints. The first is that you can't make any adjustments fore, aft, or tilting the saddle, and since saddle adjustments can be an important part of bike fit, that was disappointing. And then the other portion is if you end up needing to replace the saddle because it gets damaged in a crash, or maybe your child doesn't think it's comfortable and would like to upgrade, then you're going to have to not only replace the saddle, but you have to replace the seat post as well. Moving back to all the things I do really like about the bike, the tires and wheels. The wheels are fast rolling and come with Schwalbe and Billy Bonkers tires. These have a reflective sidewall, which provides additional visibility when your child's riding around traffic. And they handle well on pavement, hard-packed dirt, and gravel. The rims and tires are not tubeless compatible, which is a little bit of a bummer. While I wouldn't expect a hybrid kids bike to have tubeless ready wheels, the fact that Woom is marketing this as a gravel bike would make it a nice to have for off-road riding. While the Woom Explorer is pretty consistent across sizes, the one area it does differ is the drivetrain. The Woom 4, the 20-inch bike, has a high-quality 7-speed Shimano drivetrain and grip shifter. While the drivetrain works really well in our experience, the grip shifter can be a little bit challenging. Grip shifters are more intuitive for kids to learn how to shift, which is what we usually see with the 20-inch bike, as this is their child's first bike gears. But little hands have trouble operating that grip shifter too. The slightly bigger Woom 5 and 6 do not have a grip shifter. They have a Microshift Acolyte 8-speed derailleur with a trigger shifter. The drivetrain has a 28-tooth chainring up front and an 11 to 34-tooth cassette. Even though the cassette doesn't provide a huge range of gears, the 28-tooth chainring up front means it's a capable climber. The derailleur does not have a clutch, which is another kind of a miss, in my opinion. If you're going to be using this for gravel riding, that would be a nice to have. A couple other quick things to mention about the bike is that it has external cable routing rather than internal cable routing. I don't love this. I think it looks just a little bit sloppier than having internal cable routing, but it does mean that it's easier to maintain if you're working on your bike on your own rather than taking it to a bike shop. There are mounts for a bottle cage, and there are also mounts to allow for both fenders and a rack, which are sold separately. The pedals are just okay. I don't like them quite as much as the pedals on the Woom Off, and if your child is going to be doing any kind of gravel riding or off-road riding, then I would recommend maybe upgrading the pedals. The grips are ergonomic. My son really liked the design of them. That said, when it was wet, they were a little bit slick. So if you live in an area where you're riding in the rain, then you might want to end up replacing those grips for something that's a little grippier. And finally, the bike comes with a kickstand. It's actually mounted on the rear triangle of the bike, which makes it very stable. Sometimes, though, older kids don't really feel the need for a kickstand anymore, in which case you could remove the kickstand and save even a little bit more weight. The bottom line is that for families who are looking for a school commuter and maybe a little unpaved exploration as well, the Woom Explorer is a superior option. It's lightweight, durable, and has features that you're not going to find in other kids' bikes. And like all Woom bikes, you can rest assured that you're going to get good customer service, that it's been designed with child-appropriate geometry and parts, and that it will have good resale value when the day comes to move on. If you do end up deciding that the Woom Explorer is the bike for you, you can find an affiliate link in the video description, and that gives us a small commission if you end up making the purchase, which helps us keep this channel going and feed my family and pay my mortgage, so I greatly appreciate that support. Until next time, happy riding.